What's up, you guys? Welcome to part two. My name is Alex Gervasio. I'm a travel photographer and model. So for today's second part, we're going to be speaking about my dating history after high school. This was in college. So I only went to community college for like about maybe less than a year. I just didn't really know what I was doing, and I wanted to go for my basics, get those out the way. At the time, I was actually going to go for medical coding and billing, but I didn't realize that it was just not what I wanted to do. It was a lot of sitting down, a lot of paperwork, basically a lot of filing. So during that time, you guys, like I said in my last video, unfortunately, I was outed out. That's what happened. And so, with being out, I was like actively dating, and I thought about this earlier, and it was like part of the reason why I was dating so much is because I wanted an escape. I didn't want to be at home, because at the time, unfortunately, me and my mom were bumping heads a lot. We were like fighting a lot. My parents had realized about what my orientation was, and they basically, at the time, we just did not agree on that at all. Let's just put it that way, putting it lightly. So, there was just a lot of fighting, a lot of verbal things, a lot of words that were said. Thankfully, we all healed from that, and we all moved on from that, and things are better than ever with my mom, specifically. At the time, I was dating a lot, like I said, as an escape, I guess. So I had one relationship, so me and Chris were dating. He was from like Chicago area. And I remember we're dating for like a few months, and at the time he was thinking about moving because at his job was like in demand elsewhere in Florida, I remember, and he basically wanted me to move down to Florida with him so we could live together, and he would basically work, and I guess this is how dumb I was and young, but basically he was just telling me how I didn't even have to work, and I would never have to work, that we'd have to have an agreement to where I would get stuff done in the house, like I guess like a modern day housewife, and I guess he would go out and work, and I would take care of like the house, and have like dinner ready for him. That's literally what he told me. So it was like, and I guess at the time I was head over heels, so like I was like agreeing to everything because I was just happy to be with him, and just I don't know, I felt like safe with him. Like he was very responsible, I've always liked like a for sure thing, and that's what he was. He was very stable, so stability was very important to me, because I didn't have that at the time, and basically turned verbally abusive, and he just got really like overly handsy. So that was not cool, definitely, and that's definitely not okay ever. But verbally abusive, he definitely was. And I remember one time he dropped me off to my mom's house, because I actually don't think I was even 18 at this time. Maybe I was, but anyway, he dropped me off at my mom's, and I had all the intention to just go to my friends. So I guess I never told him that, but basically when he dropped me off, like we always made it like anyone that I was dating that was a guy didn't drop me off in front of my house, because I didn't want mom to see. So they would just drop me off like a block or two away, and I would just walk. So I remember he dropped me off that same block, but a few houses away. And he saw that instead of like walking up to my house, to my door, I walked back the other way, and I was actually walking to my friend Eric's house, which was just literally 4 blocks back that other way. And you guys, this enraged him. He got so mad. And I remember at the time I was actually getting over like a cold, so I was still sick. And I don't know, at first I thought he was looking out for me, and he was just he really cared for me, because it was cold out. Chicago, it's really, really cold in the winter times. And basically he circled back around, and he yelled at me. Like he's like, where are you going? What are you doing? Like, do you need to go to the store or something? And I was just like, no, like I'm going to my friend Eric's house. And he was just like, what? Oh, and how are you going to be walking around? And I need you to go home, and I don't know, and I really don't want you going over there, and I basically like demanded that I would go home instead. So I remember I don't know if I was like, I guess I was scared of him, because I've never seen that side of him. So I actually walked back to my mom's house, went inside, and called it a night, and stayed inside. And it was just crazy, because that's when I started seeing the nasty side of him, and I didn't really know what to think. I guess in my mind, I thought that he was just caring for me and being extra caring, that he actually gave a shit, but he was just being manipulative and controlling and abusive. So anyway, you guys, again, I started dating a lot. What happened with that guy is he actually did move to Florida, and we still were in contact, and I still was going to move down there. It got really bad when basically one time, I forgot, we had a disagreement. We stopped talking, and I told him that I would never, ever think about moving with him, and I'm glad that I didn't move him, and it was just bad. So anyway, we stopped talking, and I remember like within a week I was posting like just photos with me and Eric being goofy, going around, and I actually started seeing somebody else. I think I posted a photo on it on social media. And anyway, this was back when MySpace was popular, and I guess he gotten so mad. So you guys, I got a call, and what's crazy is I actually, when me and him stopped talking, I blocked him and everything, so there wasn't a way for him to contact me. He got, I guess, another number or different. Somehow he contacted me and called me through another number that I didn't know. Bitched me out on voicemail saying how can I give something that belonged to him away to somebody else, and I don't know what, and how much of a hoe I was because I was with somebody else and giving somebody something that belonged to him. Again, he kept on saying that, and it was just, I was like, damn. But anyway, he finally gave up. We stopped talking, never heard from the guy again. I also did my share of bad. I'm not going to sit here and say that I was a complete angel, because at the time, like I said, I was hanging out with my friend Eric, and we're all hanging out. Basically, his roommate was another gay guy, and his roommate was another gay guy, so you can see where this is going. I dated one of them. His name's Angel. We dated for a few months, and I basically, things just weren't clicking towards the end, so we broke up. And then I started seeing one of my best friends' ex-boyfriend. Again, really messy, I know. So Roy and me and him started dating, which my best friend, or my ex-best friend, wanted like to beat my butt because of that. And I, deservingly, I probably would have deserved it. But this guy was even more abusive than the last one, because this guy was, little syndrome. Can you put it together? When he got mad, he got mean, like very mean, and just somebody else. So I was actually, for the first time in my life, I was actually scared of another guy, like, which is weird, because like I was always kind of cocky, or like, you know what I mean? So for me to be, I don't know, it's different when you're in a relationship though, because it's different, and that's why it's abusive, But he would just raise his voice a lot. A few times actually, he got into it in front of me with his ex, and the way he treated him was just so bad. And I actually felt bad for the other guy, and I was just like, damn, So that's how I knew. And then, like I said, one time, yeah, we got into it, and he was just very controlling, very manipulative, very, very abusive. So I think at the time I just didn't want anything to do with him anymore, so I was just done. So after that, I didn't stop there, because I was still hanging out at that house, and it was all bachelor guys, of course, all gay guys, so we're all like just kind of wild, what I'm saying? And it was like a big party every day. It wasn't just a weekend, like this was back when I was like day drinking with my friend Eric in the daytime. We would get drunk in the daytime, and then like get sick by the afternoon, and then just do it again that same night. But anyway, I started hitting on the other guy, which is named Carlos, I believe his name was, because he was fairly good looking, but he was always like a little player. I remember every time I seen that guy, he was with a different guy every single time. I'm not even kidding. He was hot, I'm not gonna lie, he was hot. But I dated a lot after that. I ended up meeting somebody really cool, and this person was like the first person who's ever really respected me in every shape, way, or form. And this person was there for me when things got really ugly with my parents, and I met, let's just call him Daniel. But I was going with Daniel, and really cool, really different. We were both dealing with trauma and like stuff from the past. So we were just, I don't know, it was really nice and peaceful and refreshing to just be in a healthy relationship for once, and I had just turned like 19 when this happened. So, or something like, I think I just turned 19 anyway. So yeah, and it got serious, and me and him were together for actually, for 7 years. But that's it, you guys. That's it for today's video. I think I spoke on everything that I wanted to speak on. But one thing I did forget real quick is, during that time, I was basically making a lot of unhealthy decisions in my life. I remember that day that actually my parents found out that about me, like being gay or whatnot, or, liking men. I got a call from my mom and she was just very upset. So like that same day or that same week, we had this vendor that was coming in and he was basically delivering like certain foods to like through the bag. So I would see him like almost like a few times a week. So me and him formed a relationship, but you guys, this guy was like kind of like Brad Pitt. Like if Brad Pitt and the tallest guy, if Ken was a real life person, this was who this guy was. Like he was tall, he was fit, like he had some muscle to him, and I remember he was just so hot. Like I was just like smoking hot, you guys. And anyway, and aside from that, he was really cool. Like we had made conversation a few times. So anyway, I think his name was Justin, I'm pretty sure. So if you're watching this, give me a call, Justin, because I really enjoyed our company. But I met Justin when I was extremely broken, you guys. Like I literally was like, I had no self-esteem. I basically, I slept with him because I just because honestly, I just literally didn't feel anything like emotion wise. I was like dead emotionally. So, and I think I only wanted, I think I literally like ran away from my house. That's why I spent the night with him. And at the time he felt bad for me. So he just let me stay with him. I think we stayed with him for like 2 days. And then finally, like my sister was worried about me. So she showed up to my job and that didn't go well. But anyway, it only caused more drama. So, but anyway, you guys, so that was just my experience. After college, after high school, like I said, in high school, I was never gonna be open that I liked men or wanted to have a relationship with a man. So, Jonathan really, I guess, I wouldn't say turned me out, but he basically made me more confident and made me just push through being timid and being scared to say who I really am. And that was done for me from another person. Anyway, like I said, I was outed by somebody to my parents, and that's what my coming out was like, which was very horrible. But that's who I was. I was very broken, very, I literally just didn't want to be at home, didn't want to deal with it. So I was looking, to just go with anybody, honestly. So that's it for today's video, you guys. That was part 2 on my dating history. Stay tuned for part 3. I'm gonna make part 3 on my current dating status, on how I feel about dating today, and what I've learned. So thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video.